Like Draymond as a point guard.
Yeah.
He is. I'm talking about TJ McConnell, one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
NBA.
TJ, he's like there's certain guys, they check into the game and it changes the flow of the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Payton Pritchard's like that.
Payton Pritchard.
Ish Smith was like that.
Ish Smith was like that,
Yeah.
for sure.
I think it definitely helps a lot. I mean, for any player, I mean, when you get in spot minutes, it's tough. Like, you don't know when it's going to come. When you do get the minutes, like, what is your role out there? Like, what are you being put out there for? And I think in the past, a lot of the time, it wasn't necessary for me to be like a point guard or even like a playmaker. It was really like a come in, try to hit some threes and like bring energy defensively, the rebound and stuff like that. So, you know, I think my role has definitely grown a little bit this year, and with that, like, I've grown and been better at playmaking and just making the game easy for myself, but also my teammates.
Payton Pritchard is one of those guys who is elusive, he's quick, he can score anywhere on the floor at any point in time, but also is one of the best playmakers off the bench for Boston in terms of getting his teammates open shots. And I think he's probably one of the most underrated players in the NBA at this point in time, right? But in this video, we're going to break down his film from this Charlotte Hornets game. He put up a career-high 31 points and 11 assists in this game right before the playoffs, looking really, really good. And I think over the next few weeks here, we're going to see really why Brad Stevens was like, hey, we're going to trust this guy to give him this brand new contract. We know how good he is. We know how good he can be. And I think we're going to see that side of Payton Pritchard here very soon. But before we jump into the game film, do me a big favor, guys. Get a beautiful, screen there by Luke Cornett. Get him open. And when Payton Pritchard's open, man, he's going to open a ton of threes. But before we end the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. It is free, doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Celtics forever, okay? We also live stream every single game, so if you want to watch these playoff games live with me on the channel, make sure you guys subscribe, join the family, and let's jump right into some Payton Pritchard film. Alright, here we go. This is one of my favorite plays of the night, and I wanted to put this early on in the video just so you can see how, dynamic it is, how unstoppable it really is. So right away, we're going to see Sam Hauser coming off this pin down by Xavier Tillman. Now, the goal of this play is not to get Sam Hauser open off the first screen, but actually this second screen. Now, boom, Miles Bridges is going to fight over. Now, the importance of this play is to realize what the Celtics are trying to do. So right away, comes off the screen, Sam Hauser is going to set another screen. But instead of this being an actual screen here for Payton Pritchard getting a pick and pop going, this is actually going to be a ghost screen. Now, if you guys ask me, well, what is a ghost screen and why does it help Payton Pritchard? Well, a ghost screen is when Sam Hauser is faking like he's going to set a screen here on this top side defender, but in reality, what he's actually doing is not setting the screen. Now, what that does to the defense is tells, all right, Miles Bridges, at this point in time, he wants to hedge over the screen to help, get Payton Pritchard or allow him not to go anywhere, right? But at the same time, Misic is saying, okay, well, if he's not actually going to set this screen, I don't have to switch, right? So it confuses the defense. Both these guys turn their head to Payton Pritchard because there was no screen in reality, and now Sam Hauser is wide open. A great job there by Payton Pritchard, reading the play, reading the defense, and understanding, okay, since we have a ghost screen coming, they might not actually switch. And if they don't switch, I'm going to have an easy bucket here for Sam Hauser. And that is exactly how things played out here. Again, amazing play here. Xavier Tillman off this pin down, right? Usually they run Sam Hauser to get open here off the screen. Boom, instead, go screen, no switch, easy three, good read, beautiful basketball. The Celtics owned the Hornets in this. Now, one of the things that makes Payton Pritchard one of the most underrated players in the NBA, especially coming off the bench, is his playmaking ability. The ability to get the ball into his teammates' hands, for open shots or just making really good passes, right? One thing they're going to do here, high pick and roll between him and Xavier Tillman. Now, with the Boston Celtics resting all of their starters, the one main factor that the defense likes to do here, especially versus Payton Pritchard, is just send blitzes. A blitz is a double team off a pick and roll. They're going to do that here with this weak side defender, Davis Bertans, who's going to leak over. Now we're going to have a slot cut here by O'Shea Brissett. Now a slot cut is basically, off a drive, you have just a perfectly timed cut, right? So beautiful, gets over the defense. They don't even really notice him. And look at this bounce pass by Payton Pritchard. Honestly, Beautiful pass, better finish here by O'Shea Brissett over multiple defenders. That is beautiful. But this is just a really good play run by a lot of teams. But Payton Pritchard makes it look so effortless with his ability to drive right. You have so many guys here all ball watching. You got David Bertans, you got Poku, and then you got a guy here at the right elbow just kind of waiting for Payton Pritchard to make his next move. And this is what makes Payton Pritchard just so elite. This pass right here, bounce, gets it to Brissett. Brissett makes a beautiful finish at the basket as well, man. Hey, Payton Pritchard, I'm telling you, the man's an elite passer. And then here we go again. Watch this beautiful pass here by Pritchard. He's going to drive in, spin to the strong side where nobody is. Boom. Now we're going to draw multiple defenders. So you got, boom, Miles Bridges. You got the big man, and you got your defender as well. What does he do here? Takes his time, doesn't panic, stays calm. Boom, look at this no-look pass over to Neemias, who is able to get a wide-open dunk. I mean, dude, Payton Pritchard is a different level of passer, and his IQ is just a difference maker for the Celtics team off the bench. All right, one play the Celtics love to run, especially when Payton Pritchard is in the game, is this little high pick and roll lob to the basket or an easy layup. We're going to see two back-to-back possessions just like this. This screen works a little bit better than the one we're going to show next. But boom, gets a screen, gets that leverage over the top. And now we have this, two-man game between Luke and Payton Pritchard with a big man who's kind of got to play this drop zone coverage, either defend the roller or defend the ball handle. Let's see what he does here. Pritchard does a really good job. So right now, obviously, this lob would be very difficult. I think the center is in a pretty good position where he can kind of guard both, at least momentarily. So boom, drives a little bit in, makes him, plant that right foot up, kind of give that leverage to the top side instead of this weak side Luke Kornet. Boom, makes the perfect motion, throws up the lob, and Luke Kornet ends up getting the bucket, right? Payton Pritchard executes this play so well, but at the same time, he does a really good job understanding when the center is going to either rotate up or actually guard the center. Watch this next play as well. Now, one thing I love about Payton Pritchard is his ability to play off script. Now, in this play specifically, we're going to see a go screen here by Luke Kornet. Doesn't go as planned. Usually, what they're trying to run here is a pin down here by Sam, trying to get Luke Kornet a wide open lane to the basket for an easy lob pass. However, the opposing center does a really good job getting off the screen and getting back into the play to prevent Luke Kornet from getting this easy lob, right? But at the same time, what makes Payton Pritchard so special is him understanding, okay, this lob is not there, so let me actually work out of a different aspect here and just drive right into the lane, right? This center is fully invested in guarding that Luke Kornet lob. That Payton Pritchard plays off script, gets to the basket, easy layup. And one thing that I love about Payton Pritchard is, even when they have a play ran up, he always has a backup plan. Right there, worked to perfection. Guys, real quickly, before we finish off this video, I need you guys to do me a big favor. Underdog Fantasy is doing the most legendary thing in the world. Not only if you use my code in the description, they will give you a free $100 depending on how much you first deposit, but also they're going to give you a free square as well. Now, what that means is, for example, let's just say Jimmy Butler, right? They're going to have Jimmy Butler over half a point, right? And every single couple of days, they're going to give you freebies that you can just easily win money on. Go claim your free $100 by depositing $100 or whatever you want. They'll match your first deposit, but also go get a free square. Go win money. They have so much you can bet on, and it's not just basketball. If you like MLB, MLB's here as well. They have tennis. They have NHL, they have soccer, they have women's soccer, FIFA, esports, racing, golf. They have everything you could think of, and they have live drafts as well. So if you want to get in an MLB draft and play that, you can. If you want to get in an NBA draft and play with some people, some of your friends, you can do that as well. If you use my code in the description, not only will they match your first deposit, but they're going to give you free money as well in terms of these little bets, right? These little bets that you can put in. Tyrese Halliburton over half a point, the easiest money you'll ever make in your life. Go check it out, and let's get right back into the video. Another thing I love about Payton Pritchard is his ability to go 0 to 100 in no time, but also the opposite way around as well. Go 100 to 0 by just stopping on a dime, right? So right here, we're going to get an isolation between him and Trey Mann, right? Probably same size defender here, right? So he's going to drive right, boom, plant his foot, draw some body contact, pull up mid-range. Bro, do you see how fast? And keep in mind, this is in 0.5 speed, by the way. So he's even going faster for 0.5 speed. But boom, body contact, stop on a dime, pull up over you, no time to contest. easy jumper. I mean, that is beautiful basketball and so tough to stop. All right, here's another beautiful play here by Boston. We're going to see his corner splits. Now, what that is basically, as the ball handler, you want to kick it over to Luke Cornett, who's going to sit at this right elbow. So, right away, we're going to see both our shooters, Payton Pritchard and Sam Hauser, go to screen for each other, and whichever one gets open, gets open. That's how this play works. Boom, go set screens for each other. Sam just gets in the way, does a better job, takes away 2 defenders in 1, and Pritchard is able to spot up for an open 3. And again, whenever Payton Pritchard is open, you already messed up because he's going to hit the shot a lot of the time. The man is a good shooter, and again, adds this versatility off the bench here in Boston. Again, let's see this next play. Looks like we're going to run a very similar type of play here, right? Payton Pritchard looking to go over to screen for Sam Hauser. Boom. Gets it. Well, now watch what they do next here, right? Boom. Now instead of Sam Hauser coming off the screen, curling to maybe a dribble handoff or just a pull-up 3 off the side, he's going to cut to the basket. Now we're going to get Payton Pritchard cutting back to the right side and pull up for an easy jumper. Just gets his man off him pretty easily. I mean, this is another beautiful play. Sells him to the left. Maybe a little bit of a push-up, but you know what? Refs didn't call it. Clean to me. Gets it to go again. Don't leave that boy open, man. Don't leave him open. Again, this play alone makes the Celtics so dangerous, right? We're going to get spread isolation. Now, what that is basically spread the floor. It says it in the play. You're going to get everyone to the weak side over here. You got Xavier Tillman, you got Svi Mikhailuk, Jaden Springer, and then you're going to have Sam Hauser just sitting as far in the corner as he can, allowing Payton Pritchard to have as much room as possible. Now, the reason we like to run this play is strictly because, like we said earlier, Payton Pritchard can go 0 to 100 in no time, but also 100 to 0 in no time as well. Boom, gets that inside leverage because of his speed, quickness, and athleticism, right? Notices we got a defender over here. Now, he could easily throw up this lob here, but Bryce McGowan's is a little bit of a taller defender, so definitely don't want to do that. Could definitely deflect it, so he's just going to put up a nice little mid-range jumper, and again, it's the easiest bucket of his life. He is such a good shooter. Man, he is so dynamic.